Alright, I'm back. So, this is part two of how and when I realized that I was transgender, and how I made the decision to go forth with my transition. Um, I think I was talking about my period and how much that always just threw me for a loop. And I always imagined that if the people that I loved knew all the pain and all the despair and all the hatred I felt toward my body and toward myself when I had my periods, that they would understand my decision of going forward with this transition. But still, I was still too afraid at that time um, to to be honest with myself and to be honest with my family, and more out of fear of losing them than anything else, fear of rejection, and of being cast out of my family, I guess. But like I had said, my girlfriend's ex was in transition from female to male, and that was my first transgender person I had ever met. And we had a brief conversation I had a brief conversation with my ex, my then girlfriend, and I think the ultimate was she just didn't know if she could be supportive if I made that change, because she didn't know if she was if she would be attracted to me after I transitioned. And that was just a brief conversation. Once again, nothing that was really brought up a whole lot after that, because more maybe fear of losing her, or I couldn't be honest with myself. So I kept those feelings to myself for a long time. In 2006, or I'm sorry, in 2004 actually, I moved back from New York with my girlfriend that was from New York. We bought a house, and we lived here together until Valentine's Day of 2006. We actually broke up for lots of different reasons, but ultimately I think we're just better as friends. She's an awesome person, a very big supporter of my transition now, and I definitely don't regret or take back the past or any of that. But on Valentine's Day we broke up. She lived here until May of that year, so that she could get everything together, save up some money to move back to New York with her family. And in the beginning of June, I met my current girlfriend. We've been together for 3 years. And I don't think we were together for all that long before we had a conversation. It was someone we knew that's actually a performer that my friends and I brought here to do a show, is transgendered, and we were having a conversation, and I think she just asked me if I had ever considered transitioning, and at that time I said, well, yes. And my main issue at that point in time, obviously years later, I'm 26 years old now, was my issue, and this was my personal issue at that time, was I did very much want to transition, but I wanted the full thing. I wanted the real dick. I wanted I wanted to be able to come and fuck and get hard and piss out it, and I wanted the whole thing, and I didn't feel like I could truly be happy as a man unless I had that. And obviously there's lots of different options in order to have something down there. There's a couple different types of bottom surgery, and more, I think at that time it was fear of her not wanting, me fearing her not wanting to be with me if she truly knew that this was something that I had battled with for so many years. And I couldn't have been more wrong. It was probably another year or so later that we had the conversation again. She told me that she would support me no matter what I chose to do, that she wanted me to be happy. She didn't think that she would leave me because she loved me for me. And she's never really truly identified as lesbian. She's never identified as straight either. So she doesn't, throughout this process, she doesn't really feel like she's losing an identity or a part of herself. And honestly, we're just growing stronger together, I think. And we'll continue to grow stronger together. And I'm learning a lot about myself. Right now, it's a whole process of self-discovery, and I'm finally at the point at 29 years old where I like what I see when I look in the mirror. And I know I don't look that different because I have been on T for, I guess, 9 weeks and 2 days now, so I don't look hugely different, but I just feel so much better about myself. I feel like I am truly being honest with myself at this point. When and to go back a little bit, when my ex-girlfriend from New York and I broke up, I got my first tattoo at 26. And I always knew that I wanted tattoos. I just didn't know. I wanted to be sure about it. If I'm going to put something on my body forever, I wanted to be absolutely sure about it. And I don't know if you can see it, but I got this tattoo, and it says truth. I know it's upside down. I don't know how to make that better, but I vowed to myself to always be true to myself, no matter what my situation or who I was with, who was around, that I would always be true to myself from that moment on out. And obviously this tattoo means a lot to me since I made the decision to actually transition. And from the point of the tattoo and the conversation with my now girlfriend, I think the main thing holding me back was money and fear of losing my loved ones. And I'm happy that I made that decision, and I guess I just have to take it at face value. Whatever happens, happens. Everybody's going to deal in their own time and in their own way. But I'm happy now. I'm very happy. And I'm just, sometimes I get angry at myself that it took me so long to make the leap. But I did it. So that's just a little bit about me, where I came from, how I came to the realization that I was trans, and how I made the decision. And the phone call, actually, it was just, I had known of a transgender doctor. I found the number online. I saved it in my phone, or a doctor that specializes in transgender patients. And I didn't call. And one day, I got an entire day of, and I was probably, before transition, I was probably 50-50 on the passing, because my voice was very, very high, and because no matter how much I bind, they are large. And but I had a very frustrating day, and I got manned like 12 times, and I just kind of had a little bit of a meltdown. And I called the doctor, and I asked to set up an appointment with a therapist. My understanding was I needed a therapist before starting testosterone. That was not the case. They were very kind, and they set me up with an appointment to do the lab works. I called the therapist on my own, made the appointment to start therapy, and it was just, there's really no perfect time, but everybody has a point, and I reached that point, and I was ready, and I am ready, and I've never been happier. So yeah, that's all I got.